And of course, as things should be, I have a lot of water that has clearly been here for a little while, and there's still water all through here, as you can see. Water heater's leaking, so we're going to be changing out this water heater today. Probably not what you would expect us to be doing, but this shouldn't be too bad. The water heater actually is working fine. It's just leaking. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've got to disconnect the power from this, unhook the water from the top once I turn the water off. But it should be a pretty quick operation. Alright, so I got some fans going. I got all the water pushed out of the garage now, so I'm gonna let all this kind of dry out. Let these fans dry everything out. Let me go get the water heater. Alright, I think I have pretty much most of the water heater emptying out. Here is our new water heater. I've got a bigger one, so that one's 38 gallon. This one's a 50 gallon, so this is going to be better off suited for what I'm doing. And I'm gonna have to fabricate this. So in order to get this one off, I've got to basically disconnect it here. My plumbing there, I might just have to cut that plumbing, and then also I'm gonna have to cut these right here, boom, boom, and refit those. I'll also need to drop this shelf down, so this thing's gonna have to be, I'm gonna have to redo some of this plumbing here, because this bracket has to come down probably like 1.5 feet in order to fit the new water heater. So let me go ahead and cut all those piping and stuff, so that way I can get this down off of this bracket. It's gonna be a heavy biscuit here, so that's gonna be fun for me to do. Hopefully I don't break my back. Whoops. Okay, now I need to undo all these, pull this bracket off the wall, unbox that, take some measurements, and then reinstall this bracket onto that wall, so that way we can pick that up, put that up there. But I might have to get some help with that one. There we go, all cleaned out, good to go. I'm gonna have to do some fabricating with this right here, but let me unbox that. I'm gonna need some mason bits, and then I think up here I'm gonna clean those off, but I don't know if I really want to solder those on there. I kind of want to just get some shark bites, click some shark bites on there, so that way I can have those linked up with some shark bites, opposed to resoldering that. I'm gonna cut that one off cleaner. I just didn't have a pipe cutter here. I had to use my Sawzall here. But other than that, don't worry about that. I'm going to unbox this, take some measurements, figure out where I need to mount this, and then I'll get this like measured up, cut my pipe, whatever I need over here on the plumbing, make one trip to Home Depot, get some masonry bits, and come back here, drill these holes, mount that, put that up there, and then pick this biscuit up, put it on there. Alright, so with this bracket sitting on the ground, I've got about 62.5 inches to that right there. And I need, so the water heater itself is 48 inches. And then I need another 2.5 inches. So I'm at 50.5. And then for my pan, I mean, I really can get away with an inch. I'll give it 2 just to be safe. So I need 50, I've got 48, 50.5 plus 2 inches, 52.5. I got 62.5. So I'm gonna make this thing 10 inches off the ground is where I need this to be. Let me make sure I don't have any interference where that bar is to where that pipe is. And once I figure that little thing up right there, then I can go to Home Depot. I just need to get shark bites that will screw onto here and attach to those pipes right there. And then also I need to get another one of these to screw into there. That way I can attach to that drain. And then whatever miscellaneous PVC piping that I need to make that drain from the pan work right here. So let me figure out this down here, and then we'll go to Home Depot, come back and mount this bracket to the wall. It's right at 10 inches. Okay, I got my shark bites on here, Teflon taped, tighten those down. I'm gonna redo my measurements based on this, that, and that, and where my pipes are. I've also got my pipes cleaned up. Got them all cleaned. All the rough edges, I went ahead and rounded them off. I might need to file this one a little bit more. You just don't want any of these burrs. That's why you're supposed to use a Sawzall to it. So I'm going to clean these the rest of the way off so there's no burrs. They won't cut the shark bite on their way in. But after that, I'm going to remeasure, and then we will get our platform drilled and bolted to the wall here. All right, so this is a problem here. I've got to figure out what to do with this here, because I'm gonna have to cut this thing off and pull it out and then put a new one in there, because I just broke the stucco from turning it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that off. Oh, well, that did it right there, didn't it? Oh man. All right, well, let me cut this thing out, and I gotta put a new one in there now. That definitely was the way to do that, huh? Okay, there we go. Leveled out, and one Tapcon in there. Just using a masonry bit. You can get all kinds of ones. These are just the multi-material bits, center blocks, concrete, all that kind of stuff, tile. And then Tapcons, regular old anchors with the flatheads on them. So multi-flex, or what do they call these things? Tapcons. So I'm gonna drill out these other holes, and then this thing will be stuck into place. Of course, busted a bunch of my stucco off. And I gotta fix that, don't I? That sucks. Now, let me see if I got any stucco here. Wood filler, fiberglass stuff. Ready mix stucco patch. Let's see how bad this is. Ooh, we're good to go with that. Not sure if I got any paint, but that's fine. So at least I know I can fix the stucco. All right, let me go ahead and this thing's ready here. So let me clean this pan up, put the pan there, and then we got to pick this biscuit up and set it down on there. Actually, let me put this in there while I'm here. My new thingy here. Let me Teflon tape that and then stick this up here. All right, we're looking beautiful here. Shark bites are on there, everything's good. A little bit of water here from when I put it in there. I can turn this on, fill this tank up. Before I do that though, I would like to, I need to clean up that drywall. I had to bust out some drywall from up there. This is all looking good. This is off. Surprised. Oh, that's, you just put pliers on there to turn that on to drain it. I need to hook up the power right here, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. Filling up. I got no leaks over here, so looking good there. No leaks here yet, but I need a rag to wipe that all off so I can make sure I ain't got no leaks. No water leaks. Beautiful. Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. Alright, so I do need to do something with this back here so I can relieve that pressure to get all the air out and fill this tank fully up. But we're going to let this thing fill up, and then once it's full, I do need to hook up the power real quick while I'm up here. And before I turn the power on, I need to go upstairs, turn the hot water handles on. I mean, this tells you all that stuff right here where you verify the water lines are connected with no leaks. It should say no leaks. It definitely should say no leaks there, but it doesn't. Verify cold water supply line valve is open, which is this thing right here. This cold water supply, that's open. Run hot water faucets in the house to ensure water heater tank is completely filled. And also I'm gonna, pop this thing open. Let a bunch of that air out. Boom. Bunch of water blew out there. Alright, so tank is pretty full. Actually, it's full. Now I need to go turn those faucets on to let that water out. And then with that water out, then I can hook up my power, turn this thing on. And then it's just a matter of doing the drain down here and then that there. And then I got to patch some stucco. And then I got to see if I even have any house paint, which I think I do. Boom. I got some house paint, so I'll be able to clean that stucco off, make that look pretty. All right, this is coming together. So let me go drain some faucets upstairs. I got the tank filled up with water, no leaks on any one of my lines. And big gust of wind blowing stuff everywhere. I got the breaker on, I got this connected, and that's it. Now I just need to play around with the actual thermostat. And here's my thermostat. I'm not sure which one of these has the thermostat in there, but that's the next thing that I need to mess around with. But other than that, I've got a nice switch on mine where I can flick it off and be able to mess with my thermostat to heaten it and make it colder. Time to work on the drain. So this is an inch line. I need one of these fittings, and then I'm going to pop a hole in it, I guess. Or no, I'm not. I'm going to get an inch. I'm going to get an adapter to stick into one of these things with a 45, so that way I can have one solid thing going up, going down, and not have any of these issues that I had with that hole right there. I don't even know who did that. Then I can come back. So I need 1 inch 90, 1 inch 90, 245. No, I need 3 1 inch 90s, 2 45s, and a 1 inch to 1/2 inch adapter. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry up for a little while, and then I might play with it a little bit to try and texture it a little bit, but at least that's done. There we go. Now my drain is all done. I probably should have put a 45 degree right here, put a 45 there to make more of a slope, but that's fine. It's just the drain. It's not like there's water going through there very much. All right, my temperature, it is originally set at about 130. Same thing for down here, we're at about 130. I'm going to bring this down because it is way too hot to about 125. Same thing up here. I'm going to turn this down to just under 125. And then I will see how that plays out, because 130 is just way too hot for down here. People are going to burn themselves. So I'm going to let that be like that for a few days, or well, just so I can try it out and shower. But other than that, we're good to go. Water heater's in and we are done.